Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Sag, today we're going to go over your overall energy as well as your person's overall energy. So, with all of that being said, Sagittarius, let's get started. How does Sagittarius currently view this relationship? How does Sagittarius currently view this relationship? All right, Sagittarius. So we do have the Hermit out here. We also have the Judgment card out here, as well as the Eight of Swords. You could be dealing with a Virgo, possibly a Gemini, maybe even a Scorpio. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but Sagittarius, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, it kind of looks like you're still attached to something that is no longer in your life, is basically what I'm getting. So this could definitely be a person that we're talking about here that you're still very much so attached to, that you still find yourself possibly even hung up on, is basically what I'm getting. Due to you still being attached to this person, or possibly even still hung up on this person, with the Hermit coming out here, I don't see you allowing yourself to like date new people or see new people or get to know new people. And it is mainly because you're still very much so attached to somebody that you were once upon a time romantically involved with, that you're currently no longer romantically involved with anymore. I do want to look at the Judgment card out here. Tell me more about Judgment. Okay. I'm also getting to Sagittarius that not only do you still have a very strong, intense emotional attachment to this person, you may still be, hung up on them. I am definitely getting like an overall energy of obviously you still wanting, this person, what you once upon a time had with them back in your life all over again. But because this person has yet to resurface back up here for you, it has you basically questioning, are the two of you ever going to get back together? Or is this person really walking away from this entire relationship that they once upon a time had with you for good? So I am definitely getting, as much as you may still want this person back in your life, you kind of find yourself questioning, whether or not you should continue to wait for this person or not, especially because this person has yet to resurface back up here for you, is basically what I'm gathering. Okay, now let's look at this person and see how they're currently viewing this relationship with you, Sagittarius. I do want to mention that the roles can be reversed. So even though this is showing up on your end, it doesn't necessarily mean it's you. This could definitely represent somebody that you were once upon a time romantically involved with that's still very much so hung up on you. So just keep that in mind. How does this person currently view this relationship with Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, and Venus? Okay, so we do have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Five of Cups, and then we also have the Queen of Cups. This is one of those readings where I wish everybody knew how one another felt. I am definitely getting that just like you're hung up on them and what you once upon a time had with them, so are they. I am definitely getting that there's still a very strong, intense emotional attachment that this person has, towards you and what they once upon a time had with you. You're still holding on to them and they're still holding on to you. More of the story. I just don't feel like you're consciously aware of it, and I don't feel like they're consciously aware that you're still holding on to them and, what you guys once upon a time had with one another. I do see this person forcing themselves to just let you go and move forward and move on with their life. I am definitely getting that. I do see this person trying their hardest to not only let you go, but also embrace this whole new chapter slash cycle that this person is essentially starting. But it's one of those situations where it's like, it's easier said than done. You know what I mean? Is basically what I'm gathering here off of this person's overall energy. And the main reason why it's easier said than done is because there's still a strong and intense emotional attachment that this person has towards you and what they once upon a time had with you. Okay, let's keep going. How does this person currently feel about their relationship with Sagittarius? This person feels like what would essentially make them happy, is for the two of you to basically get back together and pick up where you guys left off with one another. Here's the thing though, as much as they think that this will bring them, that sense of happiness and joy into their life if the two of you were to essentially get back together, I don't see this person taking any sort of necessary steps in your direction to basically make that happen. It's like this person's just sitting around, hoping and praying that eventually you'll resurface back up here for them and that eventually the two of you will get back together. But as far as them taking any sort of action in your direction, I'm definitely not getting that whatsoever. It's as if they rather you resurface back up here for them instead of them resurfacing back up here for you. How does Sagittarius currently feel about this relationship? It's like you're being torn in two different directions. It's like a big part of you wants to run back to this person because you don't want this cycle to close out officially between the two of you. But then there's that other part of you that's telling yourself, just move on with your life already. Just forget about them already. Just get over them already. Which is a very hard thing, by the way, for you to do as far as like forgetting them is concerned and just getting over them is concerned. So you guys find yourself in the exact same boat. It's like you guys are trying to embrace the new while still holding on to one another and what you guys once upon a time had with one another. And that in itself is a very challenging thing, I would say, for the both of you to do. Because as much as y'all want to move forward and move on with your lives, it's kind of hard for the both of you to do that when there's such a strong and intense emotional attachment here that the two of you still have for one another, okay? What actions will Sagittarius take towards this person or moving forward? We have the Five of Pentacles, we got the Three of Wands, and then we also have the Three of Swords. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Cups. You know, with the Three of Cups to the Three of Wands, that's kind of telling me that you're waiting on them to resurface back up here for you, which is weird because they're waiting on you to resurface back up here for them. So it's like y'all are both waiting right now, but like I said, it looks like y'all are just simply waiting on one another because you don't see this person taking action in your direction, Sagittarius. It's furthermore causing you to feel like, nah, like they're definitely done with me because, you know, they weren't done with me. You know, they would have called me by now. They would have texted me by now. They would have ran after me, you know, by now. But see, the thing is that they feel the exact same way. You see what I mean? They feel the exact same way. All right, what actions will this person take towards Sagittarius or moving forward? Okay. All right, so we do have the Knight of Pentacles. We got the Six of Swords, and then we also have the Seven of Cups. All right, Sag. So in regards to how this person plans on moving forward, I do see this person keeping themselves extremely busy / occupied, so that way, you know, they're not sitting around thinking about you and this ending between the two of you and how much it sucks and how much it hurts. I'm also getting to that because you have yet to resurface back up here for them, you know, they're under the impression that you more than likely have already moved forward and moved on with your life, and you currently find yourself, you know, connecting with other people, you know, building with other people, dating other people, things of that nature, to the point where they feel like they should totally turn around and do the exact same thing instead of sitting around waiting for a miracle to happen, waiting for you to resurface back up here for them, waiting for you to run after them. So I do see this person, like eventually putting themselves out there and dating new people and seeing new people, but it is kind of stemming from a place of them being under this, you know, perception that, well, you know, the fact that you have yet to resurface back up here for them, it could just be because you're out here dating other people, seeing other people, and just, you know, putting forth the effort to move forward and move on with your life. So this person feels like they should turn around and basically do the exact same thing. Now, this is just them assuming what you're up to. It's not to say that this is what you are currently up to, and it's not to say that it's not what you're currently up to, but this is just them assuming what you currently find yourself up to. Therefore, they feel like they should just turn around and do the exact same thing. You know, their whole MO is, why are they going to sit here crying over you and this ending that happened here between the two of you when you could probably be out here dating new people, seeing new people, and moving forward and moving on with your life and having the time of your life on top of that. So they feel like they should basically turn around and do the exact same thing. Now, when it comes down to like them dating new people and seeing new people, I do believe that they will. That's kind of besides the point. This person will definitely date a person or two. They will definitely get to know a person or two. I am definitely getting that. However, I feel like they're going to have a hard time resonating and vibing with other people is basically what I'm getting. And here's primarily why they're going to have a hard time resonating with other people, vibing with other people, meshing well with other people, and seeing potential within whoever it is that they choose to go off and date / get to know. It has a lot to do with the simple fact that this person's heart still basically lies with you. That's what it all kind of boils down to. Their heart still basically lies with you. They still want you and what they once upon a time had with you. So dating other people, and getting to know other people and meeting, other people is not going to help them in any way, shape, or form forget about you and what they once upon a time had with you. Nor is it going to get rid of the desire that they still have to essentially be with you. I think that this person thinks that dating other people and seeing other people will help them move forward and move on with their life and just completely forget about you. But it's actually going to create the opposite effect. It's going to cause this person to think about you even more. It's going to cause this person to want you even more, is basically what I'm getting. At the end of the day, this person's heart still essentially lies with you and what they once upon a time had with you. So by them dating other people and seeing other people, the desire for you and this dynamic that they once upon a time had with you is just going to increase, basically, is what I'm getting. Now, do we still see this person, making the attempt to take action in your direction and, try to like bring this relationship back together all over again? No, we do not see this person taking action in your direction. We don't really see this person doing anything but just hoping and praying at this point that you'll eventually resurface back up here for them. But as far as them taking action in your direction, we just don't see that happening, through their perspective, right? Their whole MO is, well, if Sag loved me, if they wanted to be with me, if they wanted to fix things with me and repair things with me, they would resurface back up here for me. They would call me. They would text me. They would look for me. So this person is just choosing to just sit around and just wait for the day that you decide to resurface back up here for them. But see, I think that you're under this impression, that they don't even want anything to do with you. So why would you even resurface back up here for them? Again, this is one of those readings where I kind of wish you knew how they felt, vice versa, because I feel like there's just a big misunderstanding right now. Granted, you could be going based off of how things essentially ended between the two of you. Maybe this Queen of Cups told you, I never want to see your face ever again in my life, Sagittarius, and you literally took it literal. To the point where you're just like, yeah, they're done with me. They told me themselves that they never want to see my face again. So they are for sure done with me. When in all actuality, they're not. They're not actually done with you. This person's very crystal clear on what their heart wants and who their heart wants, which is basically you and what they once upon a time had with you. The thing is that I just don't feel like you're aware of all of this, if that makes any sense. All right, what's the ultimate outcome here between these two? We have the Fool, we have the Five of Swords, and then we also have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, this is kind of, this entire situation between the two of you, it's getting nowhere and it's getting nowhere fast. The thing is, and listen, it's not a judgmental thing, Sag. It is what it is. But with that Five of Swords energy coming out here attached to your energy, basically represents ego and pride. We all have ego and pride. I have it. The cat down the road has it. You have it. We all have it. It is what it is. But the fact that this person has yet to resurface back up here for you, it is kind of in a way causing you to fall into your ego and pride. Oh, well, if they're going to move forward and move on with their life, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to do the same, because they haven't called me, they haven't texted me, they haven't, come running after me. So you know what, screw them. They're probably out here having the time of their life. They're probably out here, dating other people, seeing other people. You know what? I'm going to move forward and move on with my life then. You know what I mean? Screw them. You're falling into your ego and your pride is basically what it is, which is totally normal. I think that anybody in your situation would react and respond the exact same way. You know what I mean? So I get it. 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 So we do kind of see you with the Fool to the Ace of Pentacles, embracing this whole new chapter that you're essentially starting and embracing this whole new beginning that you're essentially starting, is basically what I'm getting. I just don't see this entire situation coming back together again, is basically what I'm getting. For now, I don't see this dynamic between the two of you coming back together again. And it's primarily because There's a big ass misunderstanding right now, happening between you and this person. At the end of the day, you don't know what's going on their end and what they're feeling and what they're thinking and what they're essentially wishing for and what they're praying for and what they essentially want, vice versa. They don't know what you're thinking, what you want, what you're hoping for, what you're wishing for, what you're praying for. Y'all just don't know. You know what I mean? And I feel like because you don't know what's going on their end, it gives you no other choice but to assume what could be potentially going on their end. Same applies for them. It's like they don't know what's going on your end. You know what I mean? Which gives them no other choice but to just make a boatload of assumptions. Because I feel like right now they're under the impression you're moving forward and moving on with your life. You're probably dating people right now, talking to people right now, entertaining people right now, so they in a way are falling into their ego and pride as well, with that whole, well, if Sag is out here dating other people and seeing other people, you know what? I should be doing the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? Let me start dating people. Let me start talking to people. You see what I mean? So it's like right now, by the two of you choosing to not gravitate towards one another, it's causing the both of you to fall into like your egos and your pride right now, which is furthermore, causing the two of you to not really get, if you think about it, the outcome that you want. And I see this a lot in my readings. When it comes down to ego and pride, and then you want to mix love into the equation, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, it just doesn't fucking work. It doesn't. Your ego and your pride will take you down paths that you really don't want to go down, but you'll turn around and listen to your ego and pride anyways. You see what I mean? And that's like a predicament that the both of you guys find yourselves in. You guys right now are listening to your ego and your pride. Your ego and your pride is telling you, screw them. They have yet to call you. They have yet to resurface back up here for you. Move forward and move on with your life. Start dating other people. Start seeing other people. Screw them. Forget about them. And their ego and their pride is telling them the exact same thing. So it's like you guys are both listening to your ego and your pride right now. And it's actually, for the most part, taking you guys down a path that y'all don't even want to fucking go down. Let's be honest. You don't want to date other people. You don't want to see other people. You don't even want to start over. But the same applies for them. They don't want to date other people. They don't want to see other people. They don't want to, go through the whole damn process of, well, what's your favorite color and what foods are you allergic to? And they don't want to do all of that. They don't want to do all of that. But because you guys want to listen to your ego and your pride, it's taking you guys down paths that y'all don't even want to go down. See, that's my thing. And it's mainly because you guys are choosing to not operate from a soul level, from a place of love, basically. So your ego and your pride, as well as their ego and their pride, will definitely take the both of you down a path that y'all don't even want to go down. But I see you guys going down this path either which way. I am definitely getting that. Of course, this entire situation could totally turn around if you guys start operating from a soul level, and from a place of love. But that really does kind of all depend on the both of you. You guys have to choose to operate from a place of love. Choose to operate from a soul level instead of, from a place of, ego and pride and anger and resentment. You know what I mean? So you could turn this entire situation around in a millisecond if you wanted to, but your pride is not going to allow you to. Your pride's going to tell you, nah, don't call them. Don't look for them. They haven't called you. They haven't looked for you. Why would you call them? Why would you go looking for them? No, screw them, And then their ego and their pride is going to tell them the exact same thing. If you continue to listen to your ego and pride and they continue to listen to their ego and pride, this relationship between the two of you is just going to continue to remain as it is, which is basically over. And that's not what you want, and that's not what they want, but that's what's happening here, unfortunately, between the two of you. So I don't see the two of you getting back together as of right now. There is a possibility that, later on down the line, you'll decide, let me start operating from a place of love. Let me start, operating from a soul level. And then this entire situation turns around in a millisecond, or maybe they decide to do it. But somebody has to make the choice, you know what I mean, to not operate from a place of ego and pride. Somebody has to make that choice, whether it's you or them, because it's one of those situations where it takes one to inspire the other. If you stop operating from a place of ego and pride, then they will stop operating from a place of ego and pride. If they stop operating from a place of ego and pride, then you'll stop operating from a place of ego and pride, but somebody has to be the one to do it. You know what I mean? To decide, I'm not going to continue to operate from a place of ego and pride. I love this man. I love this woman. Let me go call them. Let me go try to fix and repair things here with them. Somebody has to be the one to do it. If you don't do it and they don't do it, nothing's going to happen here. If they do it, or, you know, as far as like deciding to not operate from a place of ego and pride anymore and start operating from a place of love, this entire situation could turn around in a millisecond. You know what I mean? But I just don't see them being the one to want to do it, and I don't see you being the one to want to do it. So because of that, this entire situation will continue to remain as is until somebody makes that choice to not continue to operate from a place of ego and pride. All right, so that is what I have for you, Saggy. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.